Hello, and welcome to another episode of Sports Talk with G, coming to you from beautiful Oahu. Today's episode is going to be a quick hitter episode touching on 5 topics that are on my mind. Let's start with topic number 1. Starting with the 49ers. 49ers are now the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're the best team in the NFC and also the best team in the league. Offense is firing on all cylinders. We're going to have 4 1,000-yard receivers and running back from line of scrimmage. Defense has regained its footing as the best in the league. Steve Wilkes coming down to the sideline has really helped with his play calling. The defense has reverted back to prior kind of strategy for the defense. Best in the league. Special teams continues to be a question mark. I think mostly the plan is to avoid having Jake Moody kick field goals. I feel like he barely kicks any anymore because the offense just scores touchdowns for days. Overall, though, the talent on the 49ers plus the coaching just makes them unbeatable when they're firing and clicking on all cylinders. I got to say one thing. Steven Ruiz and the Ringer have the most idiotic Brock Purdy takes, and their inability to pivot is absolutely embarrassing. It is a bad look and going to cost Bill Simmons. It's time for Bill to take back control of the Ringer NFL coverage before they become more and more of a laughingstock. Nobody respects them, and Ruiz's QB rankings are an absolute joke. Obviously, I think he's doing it a lot for clicks, but it's really an embarrassment for Bill Simmons, in my opinion, and I think it's time for that kind of coverage to end. That's my 49ers topic. They are going to be playing the Cardinals this coming Sunday, and they are going to destroy the Cardinals. I have no question about it. I will say their defense, they got a lot of guys banged up, but still, Niners will win, stay in the number 1 seed. They got to basically win out to stay in the number 1 seed, and that big game on Christmas Day against the Ravens is circled. Everybody wants to watch that game, and it's going to be a big one versus Lamar Jackson. Topic number 2. Draymond Green is absolutely unhinged. Yesterday, he had another egregious incident where he smacked Nurkic for no reason at all. It was a pretty brutal blow to Nurkic in the head. He needs anger management help. He was ejected again. This is all because the Warriors have enabled his behavior for too long, basically always supporting Draymond, saying that's just part of who he is, part of how he's a good player. You don't need to slap someone, choke someone to be a good player. Draymond is too talented, too good of a player to be doing this. He is hurting his team at this point. He has completely unraveled this year. I think a long suspension is needed. Obviously, the 5-game suspension did absolutely nothing. He needs 20 games plus for a real message to be sent. I think the Warriors are a sinking ship. Their time of dominance is over. Clay is trash. Now, Draymond, he's not even basically playing because he's going to be suspended again. They got a bunch of other guys. Wiggins kind of shows up some days, doesn't other days. It's basically just Steph Curry and some has-beens, and then you got some young guys who Kerr barely trusts to play. Yesterday, I guess, they finally kept the young guys in and benched Klay Thompson at the end of the game. But, Kerr has no control of the team. The team is not talented enough to be great, and they're definitely not talented enough to have Draymond be suspended and not on the floor. I think, again, Draymond has come completely apart this year, is completely unhinged, and just has hurt the Warriors a ton, and the Warriors are not going anywhere this year. Topic number 3. Shohei Ohtani's deal and the Giants of San Francisco. Ohtani got $700 million for a 10-year deal, but in one of the most unique contracts I've ever seen, he's only getting $2 million per year for the first 10 years. And then the last $680 million is deferred over the next 10 years. Farhan said that the Giants matched the deal, but Ohtani wanted to stay in SoCal. First of all, you got to go above any other deal for the Giants to get any free agent. But second of all, this is just another year and another runner-up for the top target free agent for the Giants. Every year we get reports that the Giants are in it. They have a real shot. And then the report comes out after the player signs with another team. The Giants came in second. They were runner-up. Runner-up doesn't win anything. Runner-up doesn't mean anything. The Giants continue to come as runner-up, and they continue to lag behind their rivals. in their division. They will continue to be mediocre. And honestly, the problem with the Giants is they're just plain boring. Nobody is super exciting on the Giants. They don't have Mad Bum. They don't have Posey. They don't got the guys who in the past brought that excitement to the field. There's definitely no Tim Lincecum. None of those guys are on this team. They are a boring team who nobody really wants to play for. And even when they're willing to pay top dollar, they just can't get anybody who's really impactful and will make a difference. So I don't predict another bad year for the San Francisco Giants, and more concerning, another boring year. Number four, let's talk about the state of golf. Last episode, we talked with Chuck about Live versus the PGA. Just want to touch on it again. The state of golf is crumbling as we know it. Live is rising. The money that Live is paying to these players is just way too much for golfers to pass up. Obviously, there are moral and ethical issues with joining Live, but I mean, people go into golf to make money, and these golfers are being offered hundreds of $1 million to play less tournaments to kind of joke around for a lot of the year in these ridiculous live events, but they still get to play all the majors, and that's what these golfers care about. They care about majors. People like Brooks Koepka really only care about majors, and they're allowed to play the majors on live while making $1 billion. So, I mean, we can say what we want about Saudis and all these things, but golfers are in golf to make money, and live is paying them a ridiculous amount of money. The PGA Tour, as we know it, is dead. It was dead on arrival of live because their leader, Jay Monahan, is incompetent and has had no clue what he's been doing, and he's made misstep after misstep ever since that live announcement. I still cannot believe that he is in charge of the PGA. I can't believe the players have continued to let him do this job. I think 10 years from now, the world of golf, the broadcasts, the tournaments, all of them will be dramatically different, which is unfortunate. I think golf was having a renaissance, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed a lot of these players coming up. And I think now that there's a split league and maybe there's a partnership, maybe there's not, who knows what's going on anymore. Nobody can keep up. The casual fan has no idea. They're just going to turn on the PGA tournaments and not see a lot of the top players. And it's just going to be a boring field. So golf, yeah, I'm concerned about it. I think at some point they got to get rid of Jay. They got to get new leadership. And I think the hardest part of this is Liv is just going to hemorrhage money because they don't care. Liv has unlimited money. So they'll spend whatever they want for whoever they want. And when you got people like Rom, who previously were talking about how they would never join Liv, they've joined it. That's just a bad sign. And I think just another sign that the PGA Tour is coming to an end. Finally, the NBA season is just too damn long and too damn boring. 82 games is completely unnecessary. The players do not care about the regular season. If the players don't care, why should fans? The NBA tried to rectify this with the in-season tournament. And yeah, the in-season tournament provided a lot of entertainment, but it's already over. And now it's back to nobody really caring, players sitting, and back to status quo. The TV numbers for NBA do not lie. It's embarrassing. The viewership is going down and down. I think the NBA needs either multiple tournaments during the year, a longer tournament, or just, I think the better answer is a shorter regular season. They also should never schedule against the NFL because it's always a disaster for the NFL and for the NBA ratings. I think the NBA really needs to reevaluate how they go about the season structure and the length of the season to keep fans interested. Also, just so many teams make the playoffs. Most of the regular season just doesn't matter at all. So yeah, just I think the NBA and its leadership need to revisit the structure of the league and how many games they play and how they're played to make sure that fans stay interested and invested in the sport. That's kind of my 5 takes for today. We'll be back after the 49ers beat the Cardinals on Sunday. Just wanted to bring a quick update from beautiful Hawaii here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave a review. Please like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you soon. Thank you.